President Akufo-Addo, who is also at the program. He also addresses the problem, but asks what his government is doing here in Ghana to deal with the growing threat of terrorism.
The late Kofi Annan, that noble Ghanaian who brought such renown to our country, Ghana, a man who was an ardent believer in the capacity of the Ghanaian and African to chart his or her own course onto the path of progress and prosperity. I'm delighted that his widow, Madame Nan Maria Annan, could join us at this forum as we continue to pay tribute to the memory of this illustrious Ghanaian and African. The theme for this forum, peace operations in the context of violent extremism in Africa, highlights the major priority of the contemporary agenda on our continent, which we must collectively confront, and which gives us cause to continue to celebrate the works of Kofi Annan, a man who spent his life making peace where there was conflict. The theme also prompts a number of immediate questions. First, what should be the role of peace support missions in the context of violent extremism? Secondly, what kind of peace support operations can provide effective response to the phenomenon of violent extremism? Thirdly, how should such missions be composed and deployed? Fourthly, which entity or entities are best placed to mandate and capacitate them? And fifthly, how should human rights be observed in the midst of violent extremism? The answers to these questions should influence your deliberations over the next 2 days, and I'm expectant that the communique will provide us with some much-needed guidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, we have learned, most often through bitter experience, that terrorism and violent extremism are not restricted to particular geographic locations or jurisdictions, as the impact of a single terrorist incident in one part of the world resonates throughout the world. West Africa in recent years has become a hotbed of terrorist and extremist activities as a result of greater activism of groups operating in the northeast of Nigeria, the Lake Chad Basin, Mali, and the Greater Sahel. Endemic poverty and widespread disillusionment amongst youth in Africa are not only providing fertile breeding grounds for those who want to cross the Sahara Desert on foot and the Mediterranean Sea in rickety boats in the hope of finding a better future in Europe, but also for a new generation of terrorists and violent extremists. This is most worrying because surrogates of Al-Qaeda in the Sahel and Boko Haram militants operating around the Lake Chad Basin, the two most active terrorist groups in West Africa, are known to exploit the unacceptable levels of poverty in these areas in the recruitment and indoctrination of youth.
Well, the Kofi Annan Peace and Security Forum is a 2-day program and it continues. Tomorrow we'll be here to give you all of the updates, and in our subsequent bulletins you hear what security analyst Dr. Kwesi Anning has been saying about how we can deal with the situation. There are several perspectives to dealing with that problem, and so keep your eyes glued to Joy News. We'll bring you all of that and some analysis. This is still The Pulse with me, Gifty Ando-Apia. Take a very quick break. When I return, I'm doing politics. We'll try and establish, if at all, there's a connection between the economic dynamics of this country and the politics. I have General Secretary of the Opposition NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, joining me in the studio for a quick conversation on this. Join us on our social media platforms and on WhatsApp. We'll bring you the numbers when we return. Do stay.